Hello, 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 gorgeous ladies of the Magic in Your Feminine Energy Masterclass that downloaded to me on Thursday, and then here we are. I'm a quick turnaround type of girl. If I get an idea, I'm like, okay, we're going all in. And obviously from Instagram and the poll that I had posted, there were like over 100 of you who were like, yes, 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 let's do it. So I am so excited to be here with you today. So freaking ready to share with you just even a taste, just a glimpse of this work. And some of you I recognize who have worked with me before in different capacities, different programs. You may have heard a couple of these things before, but it's all coming through in a new way. And every time you hear these types of lessons and teachings and classes, your soul is going to take something away a little bit different every time when it's ready to fully integrate and embody and bring that piece of information in, and where it will resonate with you when you're ready to take action on it. So highly encourage you to listen with open ears and an open mind and an open heart, and just really, really, really lean into what is here for me today. What am I meant to walk away with? Because there's going to be a lot of information here. There's going to be a lot coming through. And I want each and every single one of you to tune into your soul and realize and figure out what resonates with me, what feels like, wow, this is the piece that I was needing, or this is the piece that I want to embody or want to integrate. And I want to encourage you to take action on that thing and really be able to create that transformation. Because the truth is, like, consumption of constant information isn't getting us anywhere. I'm sure a lot of you can relate. You've done all the free classes, you've taken programs, you've done all the things, you've read all the books, you've listened to all the podcasts, but the next piece of action where the transformation actually happens is in the action and the integration and taking what you learned, filtering it through your own soul and your own body and figuring out what feels right for me, and then taking action on that and creating change in your life, in your business, in your sex life, in your relationship, wherever you are wanting to create change and transformation. Today, I want you to take what you need from today's training and then go implement that in that specific area of your life. And if you're an overachiever and you want 3 areas of your life, totally cool too. But I just want to make sure that this isn't just more noise that you're taking in, and then you're like, I just feel overwhelmed and I'm just going to shut down and I'm just going to keep reading more books. But you really, consume it, let it sink in and marinate, and then take action in your life where you're feeling called to, so you can actually see the transformation. So if you've never worked with me before, I do something before every call where it's called Pleasure First. We're going to get into the body. We're going to just get into the zone really quick. We're going to get grounded. We're going to get anchored and feel the pleasure in our bodies, reconnect with our bodies, especially for some of us. If it's 9 p.m. where you are, you've been running around all day. Maybe you've just woken up recently. Maybe it's just the middle of your afternoon. I want to ground in, really get into our bodies, do some breathing, feel some pleasure, and then we'll go into the training. So if everyone wants to go ahead and close their eyes. My heart is racing so fast. I'm so excited about all the butterflies of like, this information is going to be so good. So if everyone just wants to sink in where you're sitting, where you're laying, and just begin to breathe. In through your nose and out through your mouth. Long, deep breaths. Grounding in and anchoring into this moment and whatever this class has in store for you today. Just beginning to breathe, focusing on the breath. Even if there's chaos around you or noise around you or movement around you, that's normal. Life doesn't just stop when we decide to meditate. So it's just about getting back into the body and bringing awareness back to the breath. As you continue breathing, I want you to bring awareness to what your body has for you today. Our body stores messages for us. And when we slow down and we quiet our minds and quiet our heart, quiet the busyness and the chaos around us, we're able to really get in tune with those messages. And just feel into it, listen. Maybe see in your mind's eye if you're someone who likes to visualize. Maybe you have some clairvoyant gifts, some open psychic channels wanting to see, or maybe you just want to hear it, or you want to envision a thought coming through, or maybe it's a feeling in your body, but bringing awareness to that and just continuing with your breath to let your body know that you're here for her. And we're here to connect, and we're here to listen and to tune in to whatever it is that she has for us. If it feels good and pleasurable for you, you can let out a sound on the exhale. Sounds can be so healing. Vowel sounds are really clearing in our energy. If that feels good, go ahead and move forward with that. Or if it feels good to just breathe in and out through the nose, you can do that. There is no right or wrong here. There is no good or bad for my perfectionists and my fellow type A to-do list babes. This is just about breath and connection, and you cannot mess this up. If long, deep breaths feel pleasurable for you, you can follow that. Or if it feels good to have a quicker breath, if it feels good to trace your fingertips over your skin, you can do that. You can rotate your hips if that feels good, or release any tension in your shoulders, your neck, or your head. Let your body guide you. Let your pleasure, let your desire guide you here. You can pulse your pelvic floor muscles if that feels good, igniting that orgasmic energy in your body, bringing awareness back to your body. Sinking in and just listening if there's any messages for you here today. Feeling into what your intention is for today. Placing your hands on your womb, on your yoni, on your heart, wherever feels good for you, on your stomach, on your throat. Or maybe they're just open in your lap. Receiving the message, receiving the downloads, receiving whatever is here for you today. Setting the intention with your soul to guide you through today's class, and highlight, making sure that you're acutely aware of whatever you are needing from today, that you're able to take that away today. That it ignites something, unlocks something, activates something in your body, in your soul, in your own information, and brings you back home a little bit more to yourself. Weeding out and filtering out anything we've taken on that is not the truth of who we are. Releasing anything that no longer serves our highest good, and brings us back to our truth, to our essence, to our home. Telling your body thank you, telling your soul thank you, telling whoever you believe is the higher being, the divine, God, source, angels, creator, universe, you name it. Thank you, thank you, thank you for bringing us together today. And maybe walk away with exactly what it is that each of us are needing. May I learn just as each of the women here learn, and may we heal as the collective in circle today. And when you're ready, you can wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, one last deep breath in and out. And you can open your eyes. How do we feel? I'm going to pull up the chat here. And I will check in with the chat occasionally. I have like little blocks of different parts of today. But I will definitely check in with the chat as well. So just check in with yourself, maybe jot it down, whatever came to you. Did your body have a message for you? Did you pull something from that? Did you feel any tension or tightness anywhere? What is your intention for today? Writing that down, and let's begin. So today I want to talk all about the magic in our feminine energy. I have talked to so many of you as I lead up to starting the Activate Mastermind again. And as I do the work that I do every day, right? Through coaching, through programs, through wherever, just through being on social media. And I work with a lot of people who have worked with all the coaches. You've taken all the programs. You've tried every 10-step strategy. You've done all the things, right? All the things. We're like, what the hell is still missing? What is off? What is wrong? Oh my gosh, what's going on? We're still feeling uneasy. We're still feeling like, what the hell? Like, I've got all the other pieces in place. I'm showing up every day. I'm doing the things. I'm following through. I'm taking action, but something still feels off. Maybe we're not making the money that we want to make. We're not attracting the clients that you want to attract. You're not having the type of sex that you want to have. You're feeling super disconnected from your partner. You're feeling disconnected from your own body. It's almost impossible for you to even hear those messages that your body has for you. And the number one thing I can say is that it's not that you're doing anything wrong. And it's not that you don't get to have the success that other women get to have. And it's not that you're broken or there's something off. It's simply that we need to embody that feminine energy and come back home to ourselves. We need to balance the masculine and the feminine, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. And we need to look at how are things at home. And not even just, I mean, if you're single, this still 100% applies to you. Your sex life with yourself, your pleasure, your sexuality within you that has nothing to do with another person, or your quiet time, your connection to your body, all of these different pieces. How are things at home? How are things behind the scenes? Because it's not even that you need to show up more and do more things. You're doing that. You're freaking killing it. And strategy is important. I'm not saying that it's not. It does have a place in running a business. You need to know your processes. You need to have a little bit of strategy, or, be aware of, okay, how do I run an Instagram and how do I launch a product and all these different things. But how are things behind the scenes? Because that's what I tend to see for the women that I work with. That's what's off, right? And we can't fake energy. Energy does not lie. And your energy, even when you try to ignore the things that are going on at home and you're like, okay, once I make $1 million, or once I hit the 10K months, this was me, once I hit the 10K months, then I'll have the sex that I want. Then I'll have time for my relationship. Then I'll finally show up for my kids. Then I'm going to do this. Then I'm going to do this. I kept being like, well, once I get here, then. Meanwhile, everything at home was completely rocky. And so in my business, I was showing up, but I was kind of plugging my ears like, la, 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 I'm not going to worry about this. I'm not going to worry about it. And not even that anything has to be bad or wrong, but it's just when we don't give it attention or make it a priority, it feels a little wonky, right? And so what I was doing is I was putting everything else aside to make the money and to have the business. And I did that. And I was making money and I had the business and it was amazing, but something felt like it was missing. And it's because everything at home was off. And I don't think you have to choose one or the other. I truly don't believe you get to have the success or you get to have the sex life. You get to have the money or you get to have the husband. You get to have it all. But we have to make all of the different things a priority. And we have to really be in the mindset of, how is my energy? How is my energy? What am I putting out into the world just in my very being? Not in what the fuck you're doing. I don't care what you're doing. That's not important right now. We'll worry about that later, okay? I want to know, how are you being? Who are you being? And what is your energy? What's the story that that's telling for you? Because if you show up on Instagram stories and you're all smiling and you're all like, let's do this, join me. But if your energy is off and things are like this behind the scenes, people feel it. They feel it every single time. Now, does that mean you have to be perfect? No, I sure as hell am not perfect. My life is not perfect, but I know how to shift things. I know in my own body, I know in my own aura, in my own energy, what I need to shift to show up fully for my business, to attract the clients, to have the success, to be able to impact the world. I know that I have to be taken care of behind the scenes. Okay, so that's what I want to talk about today. And I'm going to give you some tangible hows at the end where you can take these tips and move forward. But today's just a glimpse. Today is literally just a taste of this work, right? If we want to go into sexual metaphors, it's just the tip. Today's just the tip. There's only so much I can give you in 1 hour, right? This work is something that I do with clients for weeks, months, years on end. So I want to tell you there's so much here for you today, but if you want to go deeper and really take the deep dive in making this personalized to your relationship, your sex life, your business, your energy, that's where we do the work outside of the masterclass, okay? So take the tips, take all the notes, and then really feel into your body. Is this what it feels like is missing for me? Is this what it feels like is off for me? And is this where I'm feeling out of sorts a little bit? I've done all the things, but something still feels off. Beautiful. Then at the end, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the Activate Mastermind, because that's where we really go into it so much deeper. And even more than that, at the end, I have a free bonus for every single one of you, whether you end up joining the mastermind or not, because there's only 4 spots. So that's not even the thing. I have something for each of you just for being here today that will take this work even a little bit more tip, and then a little bit more. Then we go all the way in the mastermind, okay? So let's freaking dive in. So a woman activated in her feminine energy, okay? I want you to think about, every single one of us has met a woman like this before, okay? We've all met the woman online that is radiating. She's got like this glow, right? She's got this energy where you're like, I don't care what she's selling. I don't care what she's doing. I want to be in it. I just want to have a peek into her world. I just almost want to be able to plug into her outlet and have a little taste of it and like get my little hit, because something just feels so orgasmic about her, right? Something feels so good about her. And you can feel free to tell me in the chat if you know someone like this, where there's something about her. You'll watch her Instagram stories. You'll sign up for all of her things. You want to buy her programs. You're like dreaming she's on your vision board of working with one day. You're so freaking excited. You're like, there's just something about her. And this is a woman who is activated in her feminine energy. Because the truth is, if she's not, and she's all in her masculine, you might get a little glimpse of that, but there's something where you're like, something is still off about her though. Like, I just don't feel like I'm getting the whole story. Or she has all the money, but like, what about her relationship? What does she do for fun? What is her life like? Does she go on adventures? Like, what does she do to unplug? Or is she always on Facebook, always on Instagram, always commenting, always doing the things? We can sense that, right? We want the whole picture as humans. We want to like tell the story. We want to be able to be a part of all of it. And so these women. There's a couple of women I know like this. Rosie Reese, ever since she was on the podcast. Yes. Elena Cardone, beautiful. Yeah, you just want to be in this. It's a posture, right? It's something emanating from her. It's not something that she's doing. It's not even always what they're saying. There's just something about her energy that you're like, I just want more of this. You and Sophia Sundari. Oh, I need to know these people. I know Rosie. Thank you so much. I love that. And the truth is that a lot of us aren't in our feminine energy because we live in a man's world. Okay? And I love my men. Okay? If you know anything about me, I love men. I am not like deaf to men. I friggin' love men. They have their place as well. But we are not just soft men, right? And men are not just hairy women. We're different. So why are we trying to run our businesses the same way, show up in sex the same way, show up for our workouts the same way, show up in anything the same way? Like, we're different types of beings. And I'm not talking about men tonight. We're going to push them over to the side. If we end up working together, we do talk about men more. But the women is what I want to talk about tonight, the women in their feminine energy. And caveat, just for those who maybe have never worked with me before, masculine and feminine have nothing to do with gender. It is pretty stereotypical that most men are heavily masculine, but they all still have feminine. And then women typically are feminine essence, like the majority of them is feminine in their energy, not in their gender. But we all have a masculine, okay? So we have both. And I could go on a whole hour-long training just on that. In fact, I do many times in most of my programs. But the truth is that today we're talking about the women who are doing the things. We're hustling. We're showing up in a man's world, running our businesses, going to work, like living our lives like just a soft man, trying to be the men. And I want to like take us into that juicy, sexy, desirable feminine energy tonight, because it's just different. And we all have access to both the masculine and the feminine. I'm not asking you to get rid of your masculine. I'm asking us, especially in Libra season, to get a little bit of balance. Okay, so if we're all masculine right now, or we're the majority masculine, but we're actually feminine essenced, which most of us are, even if you feel like you're masculine, a lot of times, which I found for myself, it was conditioned to be masculine. I'm actually extremely feminine. I want to bring us back into that. Let me know in the chat if that is making sense. Amanda Francis, oh my God, it's so true. I freaking love her. Thank you. I love when you guys say me. Thank you. I wasn't even expecting that, but thank you. I will receive that. Erin Faith Allen. Okay, I need to write all these names down and go follow them because I just love this energy. So here's some words that I use to describe this woman in her feminine energy, or another way I like to say it is a well-fucked woman. Okay, we all know that post-orgasm glow. Okay, where you are like filled to the brim, you're like overflowing, you're kind of like pink, right? And you're kind of rosy and you've got like this glow to you, this radiance to you. It's amazing. So that's why I always say a well-fucked woman will change the world. Tell you a little bit more about that in a bit, but here's some ways that I describe a woman in her well-fuckedness, and her feminine energy, okay? She's alive, like freaking high on life. There's just something about her. She's just alive, right? She's orgasmic and radiant, turned all the way on. She has this deep intimacy and this deep sensitivity while still being very fierce and very strong. She's lit up from within. It doesn't even matter what her body looks like. Can we all get some amen for some Lizzo up in here? Miss Lizzo is embodying her body and her feminine sexuality. And she's not in like this tiny little body that we've all been made to believe, or the majority of us, that that's the way to be sexual. No, she's freaking like in her energy. She is having deep, deep trust and wisdom in yourself when you're embodied in your feminine. You have this power and this confidence that comes from within versus external. You pull it from within yourself, right? You're not pretending or faking it till we make it. I don't believe in that. It's something internal. You are in your flow. You're in trust. You know that you are sacred, that your sexuality is sacred. It's not something to be shamed or something to be hidden. You know that you are divinity in form in your feminine energy. You know that you have God, whoever, right, within you. You are a piece of the divine source having an experience in the physical. You are soft and calm while also being bold and fierce. Like you get to have both, right? Think of a queen. I always think of a queen. She's confident, right? And she's like, do not F with me. Like, here I am. I'm here to play, right? She's bold and she's fierce, but she also has this softness and this elegance to her, right? Think of a posture, right? Masculine is very like, ugh, right? And feminine's going to have this like movement to her, this fluidness to her. And it's orgasmic. It draws you in, right? A woman in her body, like there's just nothing like it. She's in her sovereignty and in her groundedness, her power. She's high vibration. She feels all the feels. She doesn't ignore the anger or the pain or the grief when it arises. She welcomes feelings, knowing that there's so much magic and so many messages there. She's connected to her body and her sexuality. She experiences pleasure, not just in the way of like, oh, cool, piece of chocolate, moving on. The way she eats a piece of chocolate is like every cell of her being is lit up in pleasure. She savors every single taste of it, right? She feels fully and allows it all. She's magnetic. Again, this woman, you're like, God, I just want to be in her energy. Has she posted any more Instagram stories today? I just like want to be in that. There's a fullness to her. There's a wholeness to her. And she has a partner, right? A lot of the time she has a partner or multiple partners or whatever it might be. It's not that she is just like everything she ever needs within herself, but she is whole within herself. She doesn't need anybody else. She craves love and connection and belonging, so she has relationship, but it's not to get something from those people. It's to be in communion with those people, to be in love and belonging and connection with them. But she knows, like, I have everything I need within me. And I choose from a space of power and from a space of love and connection to be with other people, but it's not from a place of fear or desperation or I need other people to be complete, right? So there's just something about her that can't be explained. It's her aura. It's her very presence. She walks into a room and every head turns. And she could be fully clothed. She could be wearing a freaking turtleneck and like boots up to her booty. Like, it doesn't matter. She is felt when she walks into a room. Like, how many of us want to be this woman? We're like, oh my God, me. But then we're like, oh, but I can't be this woman. Oh, I don't know if I can do that. I don't think I have that. I actually think I'm very masculine. Does anyone feel that way? I felt this way for a long time. And I realized I was conditioned to be that way because as a child, that's what I saw was like, here's how you become successful. You need to be this, right? Here's how we need to be. We need to play with the big dogs, right? We all believed this. But let me ask you this. Out of the two, do you crave freedom above all else? Like you just want space and nothingness and like freedom in all aspects? Or do you more so crave love and connection? Like I want to get to the top. I want to have all the freedom. I want to have all the success, but I want to share it with someone. Or I want to have the girls' nights or be able to go out to happy hour, be able to be with my kids. I love connection and belonging, right? So it's this beautiful thing of like, a lot of us believe we're masculine, but we're not. We have a softness and a fluidity to us. Above all else, like if my friend calls me and I'm in the middle of a launch, I'm going to pick up my phone and help my friend in need because I crave love and connection even more so than I crave freedom. I do want freedom. I've got that masculine essence in me, 100%, we all do, but I crave love and freedom above all else, which means I am mostly feminine essenced. So many of you are saying amen, 100%. Oh my God, me. Yes, yes, yes. Right. So feel into that of like, but if you crave love and connection above all else, then you are feminine essence. Do you still crave freedom? You want the success, and by golly, you get to have it. I teach my clients how to have it all. I want it all, right? I want all the things, but I am more so like, do I have someone to share it with? Do I like being with myself? Do I want to have friends? Do I want to be able to be with my family? Do I, if you want to have children one day, it means you crave love and connection, right? Like we want all of the things, and we are needing to activate and unlock that feminine energy within us. It's innate within each and every single one of you. You haven't lost it. No one took it away from you. You don't need to buy it. It's in you. I look at it as it's like a light bulb, maybe that you put a blanket on top of, and you just got to pull the blanket off. It's still there. No one reached in and took it away from you. No one can take your power away. No one can take your light away. No one can take this innate part of you in your femininity, in your feminine energy. And we need to find a way to balance it with the masculine feminine to be able to have both. And that's what we're going to do. Kayla, tell me more about this. You're intimidating. Is that just like something that you've gotten when you're in your feminine or when you're in your masculine? Because I have thoughts on that, but I want to hear exactly what you're meaning by it. So the good news is you have this, right? Each and every single one of us does. And we just need to reclaim it. We need to reawaken it. We need to reignite it. We need to rediscover it in the depths of our soul. It's almost like you turned the light off and I want to turn it back on. And like she talks about in the book Pussy, if you've never read the book Pussy by Regina Thomas-Schauer, highly recommend it. But she talks about this idea of turn on in this orgasmic woman, this woman embodied in her sexuality, embodied in her feminine energy. She talks about turn on, not in a way of like being turned on, ready to have sex, like drippy wet, right? Just like ready to get down all the time. Although that's beautiful too, if that's you, so here for it. But I'm talking about turn on in this orgasmic woman in the way of aliveness and wholeness and radiance, where it's like the light came into the room and turned it on. That's what I'm talking about. Each and every single one of us is orgasmic at every single moment, or we have the capacity to be, but we've just turned it off over time. We've been silenced or abolished or abandoned or, forced in fear to turn it off. Or we were shamed and so we turned it off, and now we just have to turn it back on. Yes, 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 yes. I hear it from a lot of people in different situations. Business from men and women. I have a commanding presence. From my man, you're intimidating, but in a sexy way. Right. Like the certain people that are going to think you're intimidating in a not so good way are people that aren't meant for you then, right? Like it's women. We almost trigger people we trigger people who have this in them, but they're afraid of it or they're not ready to turn it on yet. So they're triggered by your embodiment. They're triggered by your confidence. Now, if you're like out at a bar and you're all masculine, then yeah, you're going to be like very intimidating to a man, and you aren't going to have that fluidity to you that like draws him in, that magnetism, that seduction energy, because that's in the feminine. So that's where I'm talking about we need to balance it. But if you're triggering other women, it's because you're showing them what's possible in them, but they haven't turned it on yet. So it's actually a really beautiful thing. I get intimidating comments all the time at work, mainly from women. Let's talk about this at the end because I want to talk more about that for sure. So good. And we can play with that more for sure. So this work, right, takes courage. It takes dedication. This is not for the faint of heart. There's a lot of women that unfortunately will go their whole lives with being turned off. They're just not wanting to face it. They're not wanting to explore it. It terrifies them. It takes courage. It takes a really, really, really brave, powerful woman to say, hi, Let's explore this. And so I want to applaud and honor and celebrate each and every single one of you here live, watching the replay, because you are freaking amazing and you are brave and you are courageous. And this work gets to be so much fun. And it's going to open up so much for you in your life, just even getting this taste. So freaking buckle up and let's do the damn thing. So the dance between the masculine and the feminine. Okay, so we've talked about this feminine energy, and we're going to talk about some hows at the end of like how to turn it on. I've got a couple ideas for you. But I want to talk about this dance between the masculine and the feminine, because when I talk about feminine energy, I am not just saying, let's forego the masculine. You don't need it. Turn it off. No, you do need it. They dance together. It's not a 50-50 split. It's not one is better than the other, or one is greater or more superior. They both matter. It's just in different situations, can you flow between the two of them? And can you be aware of which energy you're exuding and you're embodying? And that will shift everything in how you show up in your relationship and how you're having sex and how you're making money and how you're selling a program. I promise you, I promise you, I promise you. So the feminine is the being. The feminine is the being. How is your energy? How is your posture? How is your body in this, right? What's radiating from you? The masculine is the doing. Okay, I'm going to do the class. Okay, I'm going to go on the Instagram stories. Okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to take action. Beautiful. So who are you being in what you are doing? Masculine, feminine, balanced out. It's not all doing. It's not just like, I'm going to hustle till the cows come home. Okay, you're not a man. You're not. You actually have a cycle, right? And so each month things are going to look a little bit different than men who have like their linear day to day. It's like from sun up to sundown. They've got like this special flow. Ours goes like this in a month. Honor it. Work with it. You are not just a soft man. You are a woman. You have different superpowers. Beautiful. So who are you being in what you are doing? Are you resting? Are you playing? Are you taking time off? Are you pulling back? Are you really taking care of you? Because that's going to affect who you're being when you show up to do the things. Okay, this is our flow. The feminine is the flow within the structure. So in business, I have a structure. Here's my programs. Here's this. Here's what's launching. Here's what's this. But I have flow within it. Oh, I need to take today off. I actually need to rest. Oh, this doesn't actually feel in alignment for anymore. So I'm going to actually switch this and I'm going to put this in there. Okay. Or I'm feeling really lit up and I'm feeling really excited and I'm feeling overflowing. I'm going to go live today. Why not? Why not go live? It's not on the schedule. It's not in the structure, but I'm feeling it in my body. So I'm going to trust that. Okay. We have the flow within the structure, the feminine and the masculine, the intuition within the process. Okay, here's my 10-step process for how I launch. I do this and then I do this and this works really well. So I keep this in there and I've got this process. But then I'm going to take my intuition and every morning I'm going to ask my body, what is it that you need today? What is it that you have for me? Or I'm going to pray and I'm going to ask God, what am I meant to do today? What's meant to come through me today? Okay, perfect. And then I'm going to infuse that into my process. And I'm going to know that some days I need to say fuck it to the process and I need to just feel into my body for how I'm meant to show up. This is what I mean when we take all the programs and everyone else teaches you how to launch in their way, okay, which I used to do. I used to be a business coach, for those who don't know, and I had to get out of it, not because it's not beautiful, and I work with people in business now, but you have your own process, right? And if you've taken all the programs, you have like, okay, here's 10 different processes that I've learned. I'm going to take this. I'm going to take this. I hate that. I'm never doing that. Okay, I like that. Oh, the way she said that felt really good. And you make your own process. And then you trust your intuition through the process to guide you because your soul always leads you in the right direction and it never messes up, right? Is this hitting home? Like, do I get some praise hands or something? I wish there was like a little like button because I'm like, woo, I'm preaching. I'm at church. Kayla's like, yes, praise hands. Oh, Angela, yes. Oh my God, so good. Okay, the feminine is the magnetism, okay? So this is our manifestation. This is what we're calling in. Am I doing my meditation? Am I journaling about the ideal client that I have? Am I really being clear with the universe? Like, here's what I want in my business. Here's the success that I desire. Here's the money that I want. Here's the impact that I'm here to make, and I'm going to call it in. But then also I'm taking action every day. Hi, running a class. I'm not just like sitting over here like, I'm calling in these last 4 spots for the mastermind. Let's do this. I did that, yes. But I'm also here, I'm taking action. So I've got the magnetism of the feminine where my energy and what am I calling in and drawing to me, but I also take action almost every single day. Something, whether it's little or big, okay? But I check into my intuition and I said, hey, intuition, are we doing a challenge for this or should we do a masterclass for this? Let's do a masterclass. That sounds fun. Okay, cool. And I did it. Right? I didn't look to other people for what they wanted me to do. I checked into my own body. That's the magic, right? And then the surrender within the goal. So masculine is going to say, okay, let's sit down and let's plan out our goals, right? Here's what we want. But then we're also going to go into the surrender of it's always working out for me better than I could have ever possibly imagined. So I don't have to squeeze so tight and control and force it. I more so get to set the goal and then I detach from the goal and I take the action and I listen to my intuition and I do the energetic work to make sure that I'm a match for what I want. But I surrender to the greatness that is available to me, to the quantum field that can bring me whatever I want at any time. And it's actually going to be greater than I ever could have imagined. And it's always working out in divine timing. So I surrender because I'm in my feminine. The feminine surrenders. She opens. She's ready to receive. The masculine goes out and forces his way and takes the action. We want to dance between these. I have the goal, I'm taking the action, but I'm also open and I'm ready to receive whatever. This is why I love energy healing. This is why I will always use it with my clients because I'm like, we need to keep the energy clear so that you can call in out of what you want while you're taking the action. Beautiful. So when they're out of balance, right, when we're too masculine and we're doing all of the time and we're not taking care of ourselves, which is a lot of the clients I work with because, hi, that was me, or we're all feminine, so we've got all the ideas and all the inspiration, and I'm just like dancing in the field every day, which is amazing, but we're not taking action. Okay, well then we're out of balance. We need both, the action and the inspiration, right? So what happens when this is out of balance? You're not making the money that you want, right? And things feel hard. Things feel heavy. Things feel forced. It kind of feels like, when the fuck is it going to happen for me? Can anyone relate to that? Right? It's happening for everybody else, but when is it going to happen for me? What's the secret sauce that I'm missing? And we're going out there and we're trying to find it instead of connecting to ourselves and listening and feeling into what is next for us. We have a fear of investing, right? We have a fear of I'm not making more money, so I need to like force and hold on to all of the money that I have because I'm never going to make more, right? Or if I make money, then I'm going to lose it. So then I don't even want to make money. So then we self-sabotage so we don't make the money. Has anybody been there? Hi, this was me. Yeah, because it's like, oh, I know what to do with zero, but if there's $1 million, I don't really know what to do with that. So I'm just going to self-sabotage so I don't even have to go there because that feels unsafe, right? This is a lack of trust in your own power, in your own soul, because your soul wants you to be well taken care of. Your soul wants you to have everything. Right? You're not meant to be in depletion or be in desperation or be in lack. You're meant to be abundant. So this is a distrust in ourselves and in our inner guidance, which is disempowered feminine and disempowered masculine, right? In the bedroom, you're all in your head, but you can't have the orgasm without the vibrator because you're all up in your head. It's impossible for you to like drop into your body and fully surrender and receive because we're all masculine. We're not getting into the body to be in the feminine. You're eating all the kale, you're doing all the yoga, and still your body is not where you want it to be, or you're feeling like it's frustrating, or you're at a standstill with your body and it's fighting against you. All masculine, we got to infuse the feminine. Or if you're all feminine, we've got to infuse some of the masculine, right? They're out of balance. You have a desire to build your business and to hit a new goal and to elevate, right, to up level into this next piece that you want, but you're stuck creatively and you're just left feeling like comparing to everyone. And you're like, I'm finding myself like stuck here. I'm finding myself like, why can't I be like her? Or maybe I'm going to take her idea and then I'm going to make it in my own words and I'm going to post that instead of feeling into your body and intuitively uploading from your own body what your message is and what your mission is. And then not knowing what step to take next. So you're caught in doubt and fear and anxiety on a loop, unworthiness, and so you're not taking action. This is what's happening when these things are out of balance. And this is what I see a lot, is that we're either all one or we're all the other, and we need to find the balance between the two. Yes, Mara is here. Oh my God, so good. Yes, 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 yes. That's all the different yeses. Yes, yes, yes. Recovering self-sabotager over here. Yes. Oh my God, so good. Oh my God, it's already 2:45. So I'm going to skip all of this, like a whole 2 pages. Let me get to this part. So here we go. Okay. So let's talk about this just a little bit more before we go into the how. So your energy is everything. If I can say that 100 more times and get it tattooed on my forehead, right? Our life force energy, the chi, the prana that courses through our veins. If you've ever worked with the chakra system, you've got the 7 chakras, right? The root down at the base, then you've got your crown up here, then you've got your third eye and your throat and all of the different ones. You've got everything lining up here. You've got this energy system in your body. No matter what religion or what, ideology or methodology or whatever, like everyone has some sort of energy system in whatever one you read, and they're called a million different things. This is also your sexual energy, the very energy that well-fucked women are going to have revving, that you can also access through pleasure or through presence or through being fucked by Mother Nature. Literally going outside, and like one of my energy healers said that once, and I'll never forget it. I'm like going outside and I'm like, yes, like receive the abundance, the fertility, the life, the aliveness, right? This orgasmic energy is our sexual energy, which is our creative energy. What should I post today? What should I go live about? How am I going to make money today? If you're revved up and you've got this energy circulating, you're calling in what you want through your very essence, through your very being. That's the energy that people are feeling when they're talking to you. I've said this before, and I don't mean this in an offensive way, so please hear my heart in this, but it's just funny to me. We all know the person in our lives where we're like, damn, she just needs to get laid. If she could just get laid, like if she could just get the stick out of her ass, everything would be okay. Like we've all had like teachers like that growing up. I don't know about you, but it was always like the joke in high school, like something's up with her. People feel it. And I'm not even talking it has to be your partner. If you and your partner are on the outs, or if you're single, or if you're in the middle of a divorce, or if, whatever it might be, you can give yourself that same energy. Or you can go outside and have that from Mother Nature. You can have a self-pleasure practice. You can eat a piece of chocolate and have an orgasm from that. You absolutely can. The orgasmic possibilities are endless. They're infinite for females. We can have them in any single way. But what's happening is that we're not having enough of them. And we're so disconnected from our body and from our pleasure and from our orgasm that is what we're trying to sell online. And people can feel it. If only that woman would get laid. And that's been me in certain parts of my life. I am not perfect, right? And I can tell. Have you ever felt that where maybe you and your partner just haven't had sex for a little bit, or you haven't touched yourself or been in your own body, and things just feel harder? Things feel like we're just like butting heads on everything. We're just kind of like ripping each other apart. We're kind of annoyed. He's pissing me off at the stupid shit that he does. And I'm like, why is that bugging me so bad? Am I getting my period? I don't really know. Like this energy, that's what people feel. So when you're trying to sell your programs and you're trying to spread your mission and impact people's lives, if you are depleted energetically, that's what people feel. And that's when shit feels hard, right? So again, we've got this energy bubble around us. It's like, imagine 4 feet out in front of you, 4 feet out on every side, your aura. I like to look at it and explain it as when we take a scoop of pre-workout powder, right? And you put it in your mouth and you don't get to the water fast enough. Oh, it always like makes me kind of like do this, and people do it on Instagram stories because I'm like, oh my God, you're going to choke. But then you kind of go, and you like puff it out and it dissipates. That's the underfuckedness, okay? That's the energy people don't really want to be a part of versus the like just radiating energy. That's what draws in what you want. So when you're disconnected from yourself, from your body, from your pleasure, from your orgasm, it really is like people feel it. And I want you to just check in with yourself of how is my energy feeling? And let that guide you. Is that the missing link for you right now? Is that what just feels like off? And it doesn't matter how much you do or how many other people you listen to with their 10-step strategy, which again has a place. I think in the beginning of your business especially, you got to try on some strategies to find what works for you. You've got to learn how to market yourself. It's important. But when you've done that and you're like, what the hell? What am I doing wrong? I'm following the to-do list. Hi, that was me. I'm like, if you just give me a to-do list, I'll get it done. I can outwork anybody. I've got a killer work ethic, but something was still off. It's the being and it's the energy. Everything in the outer is simply a mirror for the inner. So if you're not getting what you want out here, it's not to blame someone else or to play victim to life not giving you what you want, or if only I could have what everybody else has. Check in with yourself. What is in me that needs to heal? What am I meant to explore? What am I being asked to feel? How's my energy? How's my sex life? How's my being? Right? Where am I disconnected from myself? Can I not even stand to look at my own self in the mirror, let alone let someone else see me? Am I putting my pleasure and everything else to the side because the kids have to come first and everyone else has to be taken care of, and by the end of the night, I just need to crash because I have nothing left? Do you think that your clients want your leftovers? You have to come first. Does your partner want your leftovers? I sure as hell know that that's when Joe and I fight, when one of us is getting each other's leftovers. Whatever's left at the end of the night, that's what you get because I don't have anything left. And that's when we're doing this, and that's when we're not connecting and we're not having intimacy and we're on two different pages. It's a very real thing, and it's a thing that we constantly have to come back to because this growth, this healing is a forever game. There's always a next level to uncover. There's always another layer of the onion to peel. So what's being asked to peel within you? Do some journaling around that. Do some meditation around that. Where are you feeling called to surrender? Are you like this in your business? Are you not even feeling any sexual desire? What's going on there? Because it's within you. We're sexual beings. We are human beings. We're not human doings or sexual doings, right? It's not about what we're doing. It's about who we're being. Check in with yourself. Where is whatever I'm talking about hitting home for you? And take action on that. So it's time to reconnect with your body, with your pleasure, with your desires, with your power. Reawakening to your sensuality, embodying this feminine essence so that you're lit up from within, and that when you get other people's information or other people's ideas, or you see that 10th strategy that comes through, you know what's your truth and you know what's not. And you're able to weed out, right? And you're able to come back home to yourself and trust you above all else, your own soul's information. So let's talk about the how. I'm going to read these comments for a second. Then we're going to talk about how, okay? I'm going to give you three ideas for you to leave with today. It feels like I usually run things at night. So hi, I'm getting mixed up with my times. Oh my God, this is so hitting me right now in a major good way. Oh, I'm so happy. Good. This is totally me. I'm a to-do list queen. I cross off all the things. Help me find what's missing. This is what's missing. It's the energy. It's like we talked about, right? Like this is the piece. I'm a to-do list queen too. I make lists for myself every day and I'll write things on them that I already did just so I can cross it off because I really like a to-do list and I like feeling accomplished and celebrating myself. But if there's things at the end of the night that don't get off the to-do list, instead of trying to get those done, it's more about how can I take care of me right now? And the rest of the things can wait till tomorrow because my clients don't want my leftovers. My husband doesn't want my leftovers. I don't want my leftovers. So I need to make sure that I'm overflowing and people are getting the abundance of me, right? The well-fucked version of me. Like that's the only version I want to play with, like for myself and for the people I work with. I've worked with people before. I don't know if you have. Like I love everyone I've worked with, but you can even tell when your mentor is off, right? Has anyone ever had that? You can like feel their energy, and it's like, and especially if you're empathic and you're like wide open, right? You've got a lot of open centers in your body. You can feel that energy. Your clients feel it. You're not fooling anybody. And again, it's not about being perfect. We're all human. Like, hi, thank you for honoring the human in me. I honor the human in you. But like, I expect certain people to call me out when that's happening, right? I remember having to tell one of my best friends her light was out. I said, dude, something's off with you. I can feel it. Your light is out. I did it with one of my mentors once. I said, damn, like something is just really off. I don't know if you feel it. I don't know if I did something. I don't know if there's something going on, but I feel it. And that's one of my gifts. So I have that. But we all have clairsentience channels. We can all feel energy when we're tapped into it. And she literally said, like, you're right. There's a lot going on right now. And I'm sorry I wasn't honest with you. And we had a beautiful conversation. And I was able to honor the human in her. So it's not about being perfect, but it's about having the support in place to be able to check in with yourself and have other people call you out lovingly when your light is out. because your light being out is not serving the world. This world needs you. This world needs your message, your purpose, your heart. They need you on. They need your magic turned all the way up because you've got work to do, right? You're here for a reason, each and every single one of you, as am I. Now, I don't want you to have the leftovers of me, right? So number one of how to infuse more of this, okay? Sensuality and pleasure. We get sexuality and sensuality mixed up a little bit, right? And we intertwine them as the same, but they're different. And you can have one without the other. Just because I'm sensual and I'm in my senses, I'm seeing and I'm hearing and I'm tasting and I'm feeling, right? Doesn't mean I'm being sexual. I can be sensual without being sexual. I can be sexual, right? Have a quick bang or walk into a room and like feel my body and like feel my confidence and feel my energy and feel my power, right? Be so connected, but not really be in this like smooth, sensual fluidness, slowing down, right? We can have sensual sex and we can have non-sensual sex, right? Like they're not the same. So sexuality is a whole nother training for a whole nother time. I want you to tap into, to infuse this feminine essence into your life, your sensuality. How are you seeing things, hearing things, tasting things, feeling things, even feeling your own skin? Do you go through a shower like this? Okay, moving on. Or I don't even have time for a shower today. Or are you feeling your skin? Feeling your body, like letting yourself be so connected and so in your body that you're like lighting yourself up and turning yourself on a little bit without even trying to be sexual, because you're so attuned to your senses, to your presence, to your very being. How you're eating a piece of chocolate. Do you scarf it down and then go for 8 more? Or do you savor every single bite because it just tastes so good? Or that glass of wine and oh my God, that makes my mouth water. I'm on day like 60 of my 100-day sober challenge. So I'm like, oh, wine. And you slowly savor every sip of it. Think of this energy. Think of if your partner saw you in this energy, where you were just like in your own moment, feeling the energy, like just fluid and feeling that. How sexy is that? Seeing someone, you've seen the people on Instagram, right? They're everywhere. These sensual dancing goddesses that are like feeling their whole body and you're like a little bit turned on, or someone eating a piece of fruit and it's like hitting every single taste bud and like dripping down their face and they're so in the moment with it. That any of you ever seen that? There's, obviously like different flavors. There's like mild and medium and spicy, you can go all the way, but little tiny things, slowing down, being present, being aware, being in your body, feeling again, and experiencing pleasure in the littlest of ways, right? The littlest of ways. Like maybe on Fridays you get to have your vanilla latte with your whipped cream and your soy milk because it does something for your body where it's just like the pleasure in this is so good. You don't need one every day because it like lights you up and it ignites you and you're able to savor every sip, and that's your little bit of pleasure. Or just the way that you're eating at lunch. Instead of scarfing a bagel down at your desk and you've got, crumbs dribbling all down you, you're like really being in the moment with it. Or your cashmere sweater now that it's getting a little cooler out wherever you are. Not where I am because I live in Texas and it's still 1,000,000 degrees out and I hate it. I just want fall. But feeling the sweater on your skin, like just allowing yourself a minute to feel it. Or you hear your favorite song come on the radio and instead of just shutting it off because it's bugging you because you're like trying to focus on 18 other things, you take 5 seconds to listen to your favorite song and let yourself move. Pleasure and sensuality will ignite you. It is part of you. Your clitoris, right? Women have a clitoris. It has no other purpose than to bring us pleasure. And God didn't just fuck it up and give each of us one, like putting them out like a freaking machine. And he's like, oh shit, I messed up. Take it away. Like we all have one. And its only purpose is to bring you pleasure. It has 8,000 nerve endings simply for you to feel really effing good in your own body, right? And when you were a baby in the womb, you masturbated, you're rubbing yourself up on a couch as a kid, and then someone shames you and tells you that it's wrong, and you turn your pleasure off. You turn your sensuality off because it's taboo and it's scary. And a woman in her body is scary to people who are triggered by it, like we talked about the intimidation. But women have a magic. in essence. Men are magic too in their own way, right? But I'm talking about us right now. You're freaking magical. Tune into your pleasure. It is part of you. Make it a daily non-negotiable. So again, like I said in the beginning, it's one thing to read all the books about it and listen to all the podcasts and you're like, yeah, clitoris check, pleasure check, sensuality check. But are you embodying it and integrating it? Taking action on it is, for you, Rachel, maybe it's putting it on your to-do list for a little bit, right? Friday, vanilla latte with the whipped cream, right? Enjoy it. And you put it on your to-do list, okay? Or maybe it's like self-pleasure. Or maybe you schedule sex for a while to like get back into your body and increase your libido again. Once, it's almost like working out. When you haven't worked out for a long time, then it's almost like you can turn it off and it's almost like your desire kind of shuts down. But when you're working out consistently, you know how freaking good it feels. It's like then you're able to get back into the groove of things. I literally just read an email the other day that a sex therapist I follow, she schedules sex with her husband. She's like, it's the best decision we ever made. She's like, it helps in a busy world. It just does. So whatever it is for you, you can mix the masculine and the feminine, but make it a priority. And if you're on the outs with your partner or you're not sure, whatever's going on for wherever you are in life, in your relationship, your partnerships, you can also just have this time with yourself. Every Friday night, I take a bath, I self-pleasure, check. I put my sexy PJs on just for me, right? Maybe that's what you do. Beautiful. But start infusing this, embodying it and integrating it. The felt touch experience, that somatic experience in your body, that's where the transformation lies. It doesn't come in the note-taking or the consumption. I wish it did. I would just be so far, in my highest consciousness and my enlightenment by now, I wouldn't even be in a human body anymore if it was just from that, because I can consume like nobody's business. But it's not about that. It's about what are you taking action on? That's where the true healing lies, okay? Number 2, get into your body. Okay, so kind of like the first one, get into your body, but get into your emotions. And I want you to, it's not turning off the thinking. The thinking is masculine. The analytics, the 5-year plan, the 20-year plan. What are my pros and cons? What does my list look like? Beautiful. Ooh, rifting, which means removing energy. But I want you to also go into the feeling. So sometimes we got to think about things, but most of the time your magic is going to lie in feeling it. How are you feeling? We're wrapping up here and then we're going to go into questions. So stick around and I have something free for you, which I'm so excited to share with you. But this is where the magic lies for the feminine, is the feeling about it. That inner knowing where it's like, it doesn't necessarily make sense why I'm feeling this way or why I'm taking this action or why I'm doing this thing or why I'm saying yes to this opportunity, but something in my body is a hell fucking yes about it and I'm going to trust it, right? We've got the feminine intuition and then the masculine is coming in and trusting the intuition and therefore taking action. You've got the balance of the both again, right? So I want you to begin to, when you get questions, when you get ideas, when you get opportunities or invitations, I want you to not just think about it. I'm not telling you to turn that off. You can have that, okay? I know that scares people, but feel into it above all else. What happens in your body when you think about, launching your program? Or what happens in your body when you think about saying yes to something? Or what happens in your body when you get an idea? Get to know your yeses and get to know your nos, right? Our body opens to a yes when it feels safe and it's ready to go. Our body contracts and goes like this when we're feeling unsafe or when it's a no or when we're like, ugh, get me out of here. You can even do this. I've done this in the social media world where I'm following someone and everyone else is following them. So I'm like, oh yeah, they're amazing. And I'm drawn to them. But something in my body goes like this when I'm in their energy or when I'm watching something and I'm like, what the hell? Everyone else loves them. But something in my body and my soul is saying, this is not for you. It doesn't make them bad. It doesn't make them wrong. It's not a judgment. It's just that, oh, this doesn't feel right to me. And I'm going to trust that because my feelings, my body, my intuition, my soul doesn't lie. My fear can lie to me. My ego can lie to me. My, the little beings, the low frequency souls, right? These little the fear and the doubt and the anxieties, that can lie to me. But my intuition doesn't lie to me. And starting to trust that, right? So what is your soul guiding you to? What is your body telling you about things? The body doesn't lie. And start to observe your feelings, not from a place of judgment of like, fuck this feeling and fuck this feeling, but ooh, these feelings are good. I want you to welcome all of the feelings. This can be super overwhelming, so maybe ease into it, but observing them with compassion and allowance and surrender of like, I welcome you because I'm safe even in the feelings. I'm safe in my body. It is safe to feel pleasure. It is safe to feel good. It is safe to be at home within myself. Okay? And just start to see what opens up for you in that. And the other piece of getting into your body is working with your cycle instead of against it. So like I was saying, men have like a linear, it's like their hormones kind of do this thing every day, like from sun up to sundown, like this very like linear path, where us, we're cyclical, right? We go like this, and we're up and we're down, and we're up and we're down. This is what our hormones do. And this can help you when you apply this to business, when you apply this to sex, when you apply this to everything in your life, how you eat, how you work out. When you work with your cycle instead of against it, because it's actually a beautiful superpower you have, your life will forever change. Okay? And there's more on that in the freebie I'm going to give you guys in just a second. So I want to invite those of you who are saying, oh my God, this is me. Like so many of you in the chat were like, yes, 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 yes. Oh my God, this is me 100%. This is hitting home for me. To join me inside of the Activate Mastermind. Okay? It's a 4-month mastermind. 4 months, right? 16 weeks together we will spend. It's different than any mastermind I've run because it's actually hybrid with one-on-one coaching. Whether you choose to do the VIP and have one-on-one calls as well, or you just want to chat with me in Messenger, text, and voice every day, you get both, right? So everyone gets access to me one-on-one and the group. We have 2 group calls a month. And then we have the chat aspect, one-on-one and in a group. And then you also get access to all of my programs, which is incredible. So I have 7 self-paced programs that you have access to during the mastermind. You also get access to energy healings, both in person on the calls and remote. So I do group healings on my clients every single day as a whole, right? And then you also get access to exclusive trainings, exclusive energy healings that I bring other healers in for, different things that I bring in where I curate the mastermind based on everything that everyone needs who's there. There are 7 women total, so it's very small and hands-on, and it's 16 weeks, okay? So I invite you to join me in that because this is just the beginning. It's just the tip, right? It's just a taste. It's just a glimpse. It's just the tip of the iceberg. And what's underneath when we actually do this personalized and we figure out what this looks like for you and you're able to ask questions, you're able to have support as you process, as you integrate. We keep your energy clear not only through the work we do together, but through the energy healing, which is one of my favorite things to do with my clients is actually go in and remove anything from their energetic body, which is like their physical body, but it like is out a little bit and it's the exact replica of their physical, but it's energy. Energy doesn't lie. It calls in or it repels. I keep things out of your energetic field and we're able to move a lot of that every single day so that you can call in more. Your business container is more clear energetically. Your sexual desire, your libido, right? All of these things are kept clear energetically. So this is a potent container. You will not be able to hide because there's only 7 people. So this is for a very brave, courageous woman, one of you, who's willing to say, okay, let's look under the hood and let's go all the way in. And you have someone for support to reflect back to you, to guide you, to teach you, to lead you, and to link arms with you as you're going through this work, which is my zone of genius. I rock at groups. I don't know why. I've been told that my entire life. And I bring some of the most magical women together in spaces that blows my mind every single time. I learn from you just as much as you're learning from me. It's an incredible experience, a co-creative process. And my true belief is that you have everything you need within you. Yes, I will teach you, and yes, I will share things with you, and you can process it and figure out what feels good for you. But I don't tell you how to be you at all. You know how to be you. I guide you back to that person. I bring you home to yourself. If something doesn't resonate or something doesn't feel good, it's like, okay, cool. Let's shake things up a little bit. Let's go in deeper and figure out what your information is, what your truth is. Let me clear your channels so you can hear your soul and what it is that you need, because you know what's best for you. I can make suggestions. I can feel into it. I can guide you. I can see, but you are ultimately the one that knows. And so it's not about just trying to give you more processes. It's about to take everything you've ever consumed and figure out what your process is, what your energy needs, what your soul is desiring. That's what we do together. So it is everyone that has signed up so far. The 3 women already signed up are entrepreneurs. So we will focus on business. So if you are not a business owner, but you want to be, you can absolutely join us. But if you're someone who is not a business owner, you're not really feeling business, I don't think that this will be for you this round, possibly in the future. But right now I'm feeling really called to work with women in business to keep their energy clear for what they're calling in financially, right? Client-wise, creating that deeper impact, but also their sex life, their relationship, and all of the things that I was saying at the beginning. So let me know if you have any questions about that. Feel it in your body. The woman that this is for, she feels it in her bones. Something is like, fuck, she's speaking right to me. Trust that. Feel that. Don't let your fear lie to you. And then message me, right? I would take action on messaging me immediately, and we'll get on the phone if you want to get on the phone and talk through it, or I can send you the application, whatever feels good for you. So let's go into the bonus. Let me take a sip of water and I'll give you all your bonus. Does anyone have questions? Mara says slowing down is a game changer with everything. Yes, yes. Oh, so good. I know Mara actually, her and I worked together and she implemented so much of this, which was so good. Okay, so as a thank you for being a part of this class, I felt called, again, I trust my soul. I don't know what it means. Any of it means a lot of the time, but I just trust it and I take action on it. So I wanted to give you all, besides this last hour we just got together, okay, amazing. I want to also give each of you who's here live. So please, you're going to have to, so there's 13 of you live with me. So you're going to have to tell me your email address, and I need to screenshot it so I can tell everyone who's being honest with me and being in their integrity that they were here live. I want to gift you my Unlocking Your Feminine Genius free. Well, it's not free. It's usually $111, but it's a 4-part video series, more on this work. So it's technically, I think it's 4 more hours of this content for free, just for being here live. If you are not here live and you're watching the replay, I will gift you half off just for watching the replay and making it this far, and just for being able to be open to this work. Because truthfully, again, well-fucked women change the world. We're here to create an impact as a collective. It's not just for individuals and I'm going to go to the top and you all have to figure it out. When I'm successful and you're successful, we're changing lives. This is generational work, right? So many of us grew up with all of these different things and these different beliefs, and we were taught to shame our bodies, to shame our sexuality, to hate our bodies, to disconnect, to go into the man's hustle. And when we are able to break all of that down and crack open raw and rebuild and find our feminine genius again and be able to tap into that, we're able to impact the world. And we're able to break the cycle that our grandmas and our moms, and who were doing the best that they could, they're amazing. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong, but when we break the cycle, right, then we're able to see what comes next. And we're able to then teach our daughters this, and our nieces this, and our friends this, and our clients this. And well-fucked women create change and create impact, and this world needs you. I can't do it by myself. So it is my honor to gift you this, and I'm so excited to hear what it opens for you. Whew. There is a bonus if you do decide to join the Activate Mastermind. If you want to take one of those last 4 spots just for being here today, you do get a bonus 45-minute one-on-one session. And then you also get lifetime access to my Redefining Eroticism program, which is my all-time favorite program. Inside the mastermind, you get access to all the programs to kind of take whatever you want during the mastermind. But then for those who are here tonight, we'll get to have lifetime access to Redefining Eroticism. So if you don't get to take it during the mastermind, you can go back and watch the videos at another time. So if you do want to take one of those spots and apply, let me know. Beautiful, beautiful. You signed up for the mastermind? Ah! What's happening? Oh my gosh, welcome. I'm so excited. Yay! Rachel had previously applied, and so we were talking about it before. So this is amazing. Welcome, welcome. Oh my God, I love this so much. Yay! Oh my God. And we start on, I should probably tell you that. We start the Activate Mastermind on, what day? October 10th is when we start. And we'll have our welcome call on the Sunday. So we'll start, you'll get access to everything on the 10th, and then we start on the Sunday. I did. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to have you. Oh, we'll talk more after this. I'm so excited. Thank you everyone for your emails. Let me screenshot this really quick before I lose them. And if you guys have questions, does anyone have questions about anything I talked about today? Not even just the mastermind. We have about 17 minutes left. I wanted to make sure to give time for Q&A. Kayla, I believe you asked a couple questions in on Instagram, so I can look at those, or you can post them in here. Let me know. And if you are watching the replay and you want one of the last now 3 spots, oh crap, 3 spots. Oh crap, I just took a screenshot of this. I didn't mean to, of like myself. And you're watching the replay, you do get access to the bonus 45-minute one-on-one session and then lifetime access to redefining eroticism. Cool. Questions. Let me pull up my Instagram here. Oh my God, I'm so happy. This is so exciting. Awesome. I just saw it right here. Yay. Oh, I'm so excited. While we're waiting for questions, does anyone have like a biggest takeaway? Like what opened your mind? Like what was the biggest aha or the biggest breakthrough, or maybe something you've never heard before? Would love to hear that. Let me pull it up here. Oh my God, I'm so happy. I feel like we need to do a dance party. Okay, let's see. Where is the question box? Here it is. All right. How to reduce the masculine energy and find balance within the feminine energy. So Danielle asked this, and is Danielle here right now? You described my struggle to a T. I need to change my energy in my biz. I'm so excited. I truly am, Rachel. I see so much of myself in you where I was, and so I'm really excited to share more with you. Every time I hear you speak about this, it resonates different every time. I love that, Mara. That's amazing because it's so true. That's why I'm like, listen with open ears, because there's always going to be something a little bit different. It's like when your soul's ready, you're going to be hearing what you need to hear. Same thing with healing. You're only brought through what you're ready to heal in that moment. If there's deep shit underneath and your body's not ready to heal it yet, or it's not feeling safe or supported to move through it, it's not going to. Like it won't come to fruition. That's why it's like things break open over time because our body's always wanting to protect us. So how to reduce masculine energy and find balance with feminine. I hope that this webinar or the webinar class, I don't really like the word webinar, but this class helped. But really it's just that, infusing the pleasure, like your sensuality. Are you in your presence? Are you in your energy? Are you in your body? Are you connected? Like really feeling into those pieces. And it's not necessarily about reducing the masculine, maybe even just starting to infuse the feminine will be a little less overwhelming. It's not like overhauling, because your masculine is a beautiful thing, but just start to infuse some of that feminine in there and let me know if that helps. Okay, Kayla said, I think it's polarity, flipping sexual initiation. I feel like I'm in my masculine initiating sex, but how do I lean back femininely to attract his initiative? Yes. So you said how to flip sexual dynamic to receive him in his masculine instead of me initiating. Okay, so this is a beautiful question and something we can definitely talk more about. But the truth of the matter is like, we are the only thing we can control in our relationship, right? A lot of us are like, I just want my man to be the man. I just want him to lead. I just want him to do whatever. I want him to step up. And the beautiful thing is that truthfully, you are the only thing that you can change. You can have a conversation with him. Like Joe and I have plenty of conversations where I share bits and pieces of this with him. If I go all into it, he's just like, what the fuck are you talking about? Masculine, feminine, what? But if I'm like, here's what I'm wanting, here's what I'm craving, here's what I'm desiring, then he's able to step up in that. So we do have conversations, but the 99.9% of the time, it's who am I being? So I would even try posture changing, right? Like changing your posture. Are you in like super strict, like strong masculine? Are you like in your sweaty workout clothes and you're like just hustling through the day, going? Or are you tapping into your femininity and flowing and being in your body and connecting? Like, do you move your hips? Like, how are you eating? How are you speaking? Like, how are you moving? Right? And just turning on more of that feminine energy to draw him in. The other piece is going to be are you open? Are you open? Because if you're closed, even energetically, even if he doesn't know what the energy is, he doesn't feel like he's got this invitation in, right? So it's almost like there might be this feeling where he's like, I don't even know. Like Joe will tell me this sometimes, like, I can't tell. He's like, if you're over there like this and you're like on your phone or whatever, and you're pissed that I'm not initiating, he's like, because I don't really know where I fit in right there. Like, you just don't seem like you're really into it. So what's your energy communicating for you? I would definitely check in with that. Let me know if that helps. Yes, I'm at different places, stages, seasons, and I always take away different things. Today, I needed the reminder that it's okay to slow down and to experience pleasure. Find pleasure in the day-to-day things, drinking the wine, the shower, beautiful. I love that. I love that. I love that. Another thing you can do too, Kayla, is, and I know this is resonating with a lot of people, but are you relieving the burden of the masculine, right? So what I mean by that is the masculine is like doing, right? The masculine is, he's constantly like in his head thinking about his purpose and his, where does he fit in and what's the solution and what problem do we have to fix? And he's very like, I need to kill the tiger in his body, right? Like, I need to fend for my family and fight for them. So how are you like relaxing him into things? How are you relieving some of his burden so that he can show up a little bit with his like guard down, a little bit with like, oh, like my shoulders can relax, and then we're able to go in on it. I would also look into like your different types of libido and your erotic blueprints and see if maybe there's ways that we can feed each other that will allow him to initiate more, and share that with him for sure. And then you said manifestation through orgasm. So yes, orgasmic manifestation is a real thing. Again, think about it in the way of like when you're having an orgasm, right? Or when you've got this orgasmic energy rushing through you, the veil is thinner between the physical and the spiritual realm. It just is, because you're like in this blissful state. You're not doubting anything. When you're having like a real orgasm, right? And I'm not even talking like just clitoral orgasms can be great, but I'm talking about like deep vaginal orgasms where like your whole body is shuddering for some people, or you have this full body emotional release, or you're almost like transcendent, right? You're almost like not, I mean, I want you to be in your body because it's a really beautiful thing, but sometimes it's almost like you access like altered states of consciousness in your orgasm. Think of that energy behind what it is that you desire. Like you're becoming a match for it on like an elevated level that nothing else will ever come close to. It's insane, right? So it's really important to be mindful of, again, our energy when we're manifesting. And this is in our everyday, but also when you're having sex. I mean, you can journal about your goals and then go have an orgasm and notice how the energy is different around it. We're in a surrendered state. We're receiving when we're having an orgasm. We're not in our head being analytical about it. We're in our bodies and we're feeling it. Beautiful, beautiful thing. There is a bonus training inside of Redefining Eroticism that Aislinn Walton, my previous mentor, who I worked with for over a year, she comes in and she's teaching that. So you do get access to that inside of Activate as well, if you would like it. Anything else? Any other questions? My throat's like, man, I've been yelling, talking. I've never ended early on any class I've ever taught. I'm feeling really proud of myself. Oh, I did want to read you guys one thing from this book, Dear Lover, David Data. David Data is a beautiful teacher of the masculine and feminine. Okay, so he has in this book, chapter 1, You Are Love. I want to read this to you and just show you through the eyes of this writing, like who you are at your core, okay? Each and every single one of us. When you feel deep into your heart, you feel love. Most deeply, you are love. This love shines as light, and so you want to be truly seen. This light flows as energy, and so you want to offer yourself completely. Your heart wants to give and receive love fully. This is your heart's deepest desire. Love is openness, the same openness that yearns at everybody's heart. You are this love. You are alive as love, and your entire body yearns to live open as love. Your heart wants nothing more than to live open as love, to give yourself totally as love, and to be seen as the love that you are. You long to be claimed, taken open, surrendered blissfully, so that every moment of your life is ablaze as the light of love's passion, an offering of your heart's devotion, and adoration of love's radiant blessing. In an effort to create safety and self-reliance in your life and relationships, you may have built walls around your heart and accumulated tension in your body. Although sometimes these walls of protection are useful, they can, over time, act like shells of fear that block your true love. These shells can keep in the love you want to offer fully and keep out the love that your heart yearns to receive deeply. The secret to unfolding your heart's deepest bliss is to give and receive love fully, with or without a man. Instead of depending on a man and instead of protecting your heart behind walls of accumulated disappointment, you can learn to open your body as if it were a big heart, vulnerable and full of love's radiant life force. And it is this disposition of open-hearted radiance that will gift the world, as well as attract and keep a man capable of actually meeting your heart's deepest desire. Right now, is your breath textured as love, or are you inhaling and exhaling with the same open pleasure you would if your lover's body were pressing against yours in delicate merger? Or is your breath tense with fearful thoughts of self-survival, as well as an emotional sense of separation, desperation, or loneliness? Whether you are alone or in a relationship, your spiritual and sexual bliss require a daily allotment of whole body pleasure and deep heart offering, or else your joy will shrivel like an unwatered plant. Which is exactly what we talked about today, and exactly what we dive into deeper in the Activate Mastermind. Like, this is your natural essence. And do you feel like you're open, right? And you're flowing and you're fluid, or are you tense and in fear and in anxiety and in doubt? Because again, what is that energy communicating for you? No matter what words you're saying, no matter what you're doing correctly, what is your energy communicating for you? This book is called Dear Lover by David Deida, D-E-I-D-A. He's fascinating human. He's written tons of books. Does anyone have any final questions as we wrap up? Thank you all for being here. Truly, truly, truly. This was such a delight. This was such an honor, such a gift for me. I feel just like my whole body is buzzing, right? Beautiful, beautiful things were happening. If you have questions, please let me know. If you'd like to get on a free call this week and talk more about the mastermind to see if you want to fill one of those final few spots, let me know. I would love to chat with you and talk with you, and there's no pressure. Maybe Rachel can even attest to that. She was on a free call with me last week, but I don't believe in convincing you or manipulating you or bullying you into something or being so obsessive that I get you to be in it, because the women that are meant for this mastermind, it's a whole body yes. And women who are convinced to be there are not going to show up with the same energy as women who are like, oh, I'm terrified, but I'm taking the leap because it's a hell yes in my body, and trusting that. And I believe that those final few spots will fill with the exact women who are meant to join us. So I love you all so much. Thank you for being here. Get on a call. It was one of the best hours of coaching I've had in a long time. I love that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Well, I coach you through it, right? And if you want to chat, cool. And if you end up joining, awesome. If you don't, take what you needed and leave the rest, right? So let me know. I would love to be able to set time aside for you this week for that. Thank you all for being here. Go embody your sensuality. Go have some, beautiful pleasure and some orgasmic bliss tonight, because you absolutely deserve it. And I'm excited to see how that affects how you show up in your business and your life and your work and your relationship tomorrow. Thank you all. I will send you the Unlocking Your Feminine Genius, so be on the lookout. And yeah, I'll chat with you guys soon. I'll see you over on Instagram. Bye.